Oops, I didn't add myself to the stream. Isn't that normal? So, and of course, everything's going to be messed up. So, here we go. Welcome. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. The 11th of the Satanic Rules of the Earth by Anton LaVey. Kicking off my show with a brief on why this channel has come into existence. A day doesn't go by where I am not asked how you can be an atheist and a Satanist at the same time. Satan is a symbol of eternal rebellion against authority. Putting yourself first and foremost in all things, and that we will never bow to unjust laws, no matter who imposes them. Some say that those of us that call ourselves Satanists just love to sin. This is a lie, in that there is no sin, just our choice to live our lives to the fullest. The idea of sin is only a thing if there is a God or gods involved. This is where the atheist part comes into play. The majority of Satanists do not, I repeat, do not believe in any supernatural entities. This includes our namesake, as well as its opposition in the mythology. Satanism for us is a rational conclusion after casting off the shackles of religion. Which brings me to another point. There may be organizations that call themselves Satanists, but you don't have to belong to any of them. So that covers my opinion and why I'm giving it. As far as the advice, as an older person who claims satanic atheism, my advice is sought after by various people of younger generations, and I give the advice with the token that I am not an authority on the subject, just one who has taken the time to educate themselves. I am often asked how to deal with issues someone may be having when leaving the religion and or coming out to the society for their given lifestyle or beliefs and many other things. So this channel was born. So let's see where we go from here. I'm going to touch a little bit on some of the other satanic rules of the earth in upcoming shows, and probably bring in the 9 satanic statements as well. Yes, this is going to be a little bit more of a satanic channel than an atheist channel, and I hope you all will enjoy it anyway. And with that, welcome to Grumps Grotto. Now, I'm going to touch a little bit more into depth into this a little bit, and giving people your opinion without it being asked for really does cause problems sometimes. But on a whole, giving opinions does help others, but only do it if they ask you. Now me, I give them without being asked, so I'm breaking the rules all the time. I'm going to have a little bit of fun here, if I can figure out how to do it. So while I'm figuring this out for a second, okay, I think I figured it out. One of the things I've really enjoyed seeing is open mics. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the channel. And now if I can figure out one last thing to do with it. All right, that's how you do that. Boom. All right, I'm figuring it out. Okay. All right, got that all figured out. Sorry about that, folks. And you can join the stream if you wish to ask me any questions, or you can ask me questions here. I'm going to be on for about 30 minutes. If we get some guests pop in, it may go longer. Yes. You'd think I'm totally technically ignorant, wouldn't you, Titan? But I'm not. Ah! All right. Welcome to Grumps Grotto again, and hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit more in the future with some guests. I've got a couple of people lined up that I'm going to try to get in. And I really want to explore satanic atheism because it's really had a positive effect on me. I have really learned a lot since I decided to become Satanist, not just atheist, and learning more about myself through it. So it's very much about introspection. Just give me one moment here. The reason why I decided that Satanism was for me was basically after trying different atheist groups out, and none of them were real and authentic and had anything going for them. And then I joined the Satanic Temple, and I had a lot of fun getting them off the ground as a local chapter. But again, they seemed insincere about what they were doing. So I decided to become independent and begin expressing myself on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok at under the screen name of Grumpy Satanic Atheist. I probably will be putting out a lot more content there in the near future. And that's how things are going. You know, what's really intimidating about this entire thing is it gives you all these metrics on the screen. You're trying to figure out what to do next. I really wish I could have had somebody come on and help me out with it. But that might come in the future. I might actually get a producer. So in the meantime, you get to watch me fumble a little bit. Yes, I know. Don't talk about what you're doing, just do it. I think I'm going to ask you some feedback here. Do you prefer to have these live shows, or do you like canned content? Canned content is sometimes much easier to produce than these things. Have Satanists made any real impact or change? Well, the Satanic Temple has been doing a lot, but they are just a bunch of spicy humanists. They have impacted some places on having prayers at the opening of community councils, and the placement of certain religious monuments on state property have been thwarted by them wanting to put up one of their statues. So that's what TST is good for. Other than that, they're also a good stepping stone into getting into real Satanism. So I think that's about the only thing I can think of. Oh, they do have their little campaign to make abortion a religious thing so they can have it done where places are banning it. But we'll see how that comes out. What is in your opinion, is the best source for learning about the basics of secular Satanism? Well, Titan Uranus, I'd have to say, start off by reading the Satanic Bible. You can skip probably the last third of it, but it's fun to read. That's where it gets into psychological magic and all sorts of things like that. And magic is not supernatural to a Satanist. It is all psychology. And other places to get more information would be just search the internet. Check out the frequently asked questions on the Church of Satan page and the Satanic Temples page. You'll see a lot of conflicting opinions in those two different facts if you compare and contrast, but that's a good place to start. That's all I can think of at the moment. Another good thing is to find decent Discord servers. Atheist Sanctuary asks, do you think a revised version of the Satanic Bible would be beneficial? No. Things that are presented in the Satanic Bible were just essays exploring what it means to be a Satanist in the modern world. That hasn't really changed over time. And there's been attempts, the current high priest of the Church of Satan, can't think of his first name, but his last name is Gilmore, has published several books attempting to update the idea of what Satanism is. So far, they've been mediocre at best, maybe bringing in some more things at the technological level, since things have really progressed since LaVey was in charge. Now, last night I received some interesting questions from an individual on Discord, and they kept on going, well, what is this? What is this? What is this? I always encourage people to do a little bit of research for themselves. The internet is a fun place to find information. It's probably where I learned a lot before I found some people that I could talk to. If you could, what would you change about TST? Throw out the tenets and start over. If you're not familiar with the 7 tenets, it'd take me a little bit to look them up, but the 7th one basically says you can forget the other 6 because rules are meant to be broken. And the other thing I would say is throw out the gray faction. The gray faction in the Satanic Temple is their organization within the organization that deals with mental health issues. They throw a lot of things out that are legitimate problems, including identity dysmorphia and multiple personality issues. They say that those don't even exist because there's certain things you can never. If you have a multiple personality, why can you never remember what you did as personality X when you're personality Y? And it gets to be a little annoying. You used to highly respect the 7 tenets. What changed? What changed was realizing that number 7 deletes the other 6. They're great basis to get started in Satanism. But if you want to go further, there's a lot more you can explore if you don't go with the Satanic Temple. Although they are very wide open to people joining. I mean, I've known pagans. Some people are still in the churches that actually joined TST. They seem to be at the local level to be receptive of people in the gender, sexually, and relationship marginalized groups. But again, at the national level, that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, there's been several chapter heads that have been booted just because they were transsexual. So it used to be a good organization. It just needs some help. Any other thoughts, comments, concerns, complaints? And for anybody who's remembers, I did do a soft launch. That was a soft launch. This is the hard launch. I will be back next Saturday, same time, same station. Ooh, is that really a thing on YouTube? I think it can be. Again, if you'd like to suggest any topics of discussion, please feel free to contact me. The 2 that are in here right now know how to contact me, but the rest of you can contact me at editor@badenwebs.com. You can also use that to get on here too. Yep, same Grumps, same Grump channel, same Grump time. I need you as my writer, Titan. In the future, I'm going to be adding some news bits concerning both Satanism and atheism. It's harder to find news for Satanists, but I do have a little bit of a backdoor into getting some scoop on what's going on in the Satanist community. And if you'd like to be a guest on here, you can always contact me at the email I provided earlier. And I just misspelled that, so ignore that one. It's part of my contract. I must misspell or mispronounce something once per show, just like Murder Shed Steve. Yes, I'm going to look over at the corner here off the screen for a second. Unless Titan can hide that one. That would be great. If not, I'll just edit it out before I shut down the stream. That's about all I have for tonight. I will definitely be a little bit more prepared and have something exciting next week as I explore further avenues of satanic atheism. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time. Should have scrolled over to that first. Oops.